Welcome back to Good Day. Well, you remember being a kid. Some situations at the time seemed scary, maybe becoming part of a blended family, a parent remarrying after a divorce or loss. Those situations can shape us as adults, but there are ways to soften them, like with books. Author Erin Logue is with us this morning. Thanks for being here today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you wrote a couple of children's books a number of years ago, actually, and after you changed up with your career, revisited those books.
I did.
Yeah, so first of all, you were a sheriff's deputy for a while.
Yeah, 28 years.
28 years, and now you're teaching criminal justice at Evans
Yes.
Community College. And writing books.
And writing books.
So tell us about these two children's books here.
These books are about blended families, and I wrote them about 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And I recently revisited, my old writing, and now that I'm retired, I said I'm going to get them out and see if the stories are relevant, and I feel like they are.
They are, yeah, because these are still situations that families are dealing with every single day.
Every day.
Yeah. So kind of walk us through the story a little bit, or kind of the feel of the books.
Okay. Like I said, my children were very young when I wrote them, and this book here is about a little boy who's scared, and his dad is getting remarried, and my two stepsons, they had their natural mother lived in Florida, so they would have to, leave home and go and get on an airplane, and it was just so incredible to watch how strong they were, to do that. I couldn't believe it. And then here, this story here is the fact that I was a strong role model, and I was with my oldest stepson, and there was an accident here in Toledo, and I told him to kind of stay in the car and don't do anything, and he actually called 911 and got other crews on scene, and he was a little hero. He even got a badge of bravery and his Boy Scouts, so it was really sweet.
Yeah, so after you looked back at these books, how did you go about getting them published?
So I went through a kind of a self-publishing company called Storytime Publishers in California, and they were wonderful. They walked me through all of the steps, and there are many. A lot of people can write a story and put it up on Amazon, and Amazon will give you an ISBN number. Well, here, if they're children's books, it was really nice to know that I could own my own ISBN numbers. I can own my own copyrights of everything here. And then also the LCCN number, which I think is very important because that's the Library Congress of Control number. So these books here, they are okay to be in educational settings and libraries.
Oh, beautiful.
Worldwide.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And how did that make you feel to be able to get this out into the world?
Really good, really good. It was it's such a special journey. I mean, when I was creating them I actually hand kind of drew some of the pictures that were my ideas, and they took those and ran with them. I think some of the illustrations in them are absolutely beautiful.
Awesome. So what do you hope that families, because you've lived it, you've had the experience, and you've gotten it down paper and pen. What do you want families out there to get from your books, or how do you want them to benefit?
I believe that young children need to be read to, and there are so many beautiful stories on like Amazon. You can go to the internet and just research the age and the genre that you want to read for your children. I mean, the big retail stores do carry a lot of the same books, but there are so many other independent authors and illustrators out there that can, be recognized just by, you have to look at, you'll have to do your research, but, especially if I was a young mom today, I would definitely get a lot of my books off of Amazon.
Well, and it's interesting because you might have a very unique situation, a very specific lesson you're trying to get across to your kids, and there's a whole world out there, and people can find maybe exactly what they're looking for, and this could be for you and for your family. So people can get these on Amazon, I'm guessing?
Yes, Amazon, and the big box store retails, they will carry independent authors on their websites, but you might not find them in the stores.
Okay, yeah, so just get online and start plugging away. Absolutely. And then in the meantime, you're already working on your next project, which is something a little bit different.
I am, yes. So I'm kind of going out of this genre, and I'm doing a historical nonfiction of my grandmother who was in World War II, and to me she was a hero, but she also then ran a business, a local business restaurant for 30 years in Indian Lake, Ohio, and that business doesn't exist anymore, but there were so many life lessons that I grew up with.
What a
from
strong
just
woman.
watching her.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like 4 generations of strong women,
beautiful.
and it was, I'm very lucky. So
Yeah, we'll look forward to that when you're thinking maybe around Memorial Day. Hopefully
yes,
for that. Okay, so
yeah,
that coming
all
up-
American.
That's awesome. Yeah, coming up on the anniversary too, which is the 250th, which is great.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Thanks so
you.
much for being here today, and you can check out Erin's books online and pick up a copy for yourself.
Yeah, thank you.